Hi everyone, and welcome back, and I hope you are doing well. Today's video, we are going to be looking at the Tascam Model 12 and in standalone mode with a multi-track song recorded on our SD card with no connection to our computer or PC or DAW. To achieve a great mixdown of your song, not only you require a good EQ to balance everything out as a final balance, but more importantly, you need a compressor, a bus compressor. Unfortunately, one of the shortcomings of the Model 12 is that it does not have any compressor, one knob or otherwise, on the master bus or anywhere else. Although it comes with a 3-band EQ that we can use, and by pressing the post-record button, we can actually utilize and use those 3-band EQs when they are in, and we can also use the fader volume to fade out a song. But there is no compressor. So how do we go about gluing our channels together for a great final mix? Well, I'm going to show you a way to use one of the single knob compressors. Of course, this has a drawback. That means we are sacrificing one of the channels, the stereo one, the 9 and 10, to accomplish this. That means you can use this as, I'll say, on the Model 12 up to 8 tracks. And here I have a song recorded, a demo song from James May, Hold On You, and I'm going to be playing that, and I've got 8 tracks recorded onto that one. So we are going to sacrifice one channel. Also, if you are using the 16 or the 24, of course you got more options. Again, you will be sacrificing at least one stereo channel. So the way I have it set up, I've got a mix of the song of all my channels, 1 to 8, and they are going at the moment to the main bus. My main bus button is pressed, and obviously all of my mode switches are into the MTR because I'm playing back from the multi-track recorder. And that is simply just going to the main bus. And I also have very simple effect for the vocals and some of the guitars which are in there. And let's have a listen to it. And the reason I want you to listen to it is because the master bus has no compressor. Have a look at the main LED meters and how dynamic the song is. Because at the end of this video, you'll find how we can reduce that dynamic because our compressor will be not only gluing the tracks together, it is also going to be reducing the dynamics, making it somewhat a little bit louder. So let's have a listen. This is a basic mixdown, of course.
If the shoe don't fit and you can't wear it, when your soul just scrapes the ground,
Watch the meters.
the sleeves too long and the style playing wrong.
The meters for me were jumping from -4 all the way up to the 5 dB and even peaking at 10 dB.
Then there's a hold on you. Look out, you're almost strangled blue, drawn like a rat.
Now this is a normal mixdown that you would achieve. You have no other way of compressing it. Maybe in the future, Tascam might include at least a simple compressor or a limiter function that you can select on the main bus. We shall see. That's only my wish, if it's possible. Because this is a digital unit. There's nothing analog here, so it is a digital unit. It's just like adding a plug-in on the master bus. Of course, that all depends whether the processor, which is included in there, is capable of doing that. Because remember, it's also doing all of this at the same time. So let me show you how I'm going to reroute my audio so that I get all of the stereo. Instead of just going directly to the main, I want it to come into inputs 9 and 10. so that I can use the compressor. Now here we are able to use the sub output. So I'm going to switch off all my main from each of my channel so that they're all turned off. And now I'm going to press down the sub button. Now this is going to send all of my channels 1 to 8 into the sub. Okay, and I'm going to turn my sub out. And the next thing I have done is connected basically patch lead. As you can see, this one, it's just a TRS patch lead, and it's connecting from the output of my sub left and right to the input of my channel 9 left and right. You might be able to just see it there. So the audio is mixed channel 1 to 8. Instead of going to the main, now they're going to the sub. And the output of the sub is now connected to the input of my channel 9 and 10. Okay, so let's play and see what happens. Of course, I gotta switch off the effects from the main and switch it to sub as well. Now we can see the LED is lighting, that says it's playing. We can see the LED over there on my channel 9 and 10 coming on because the sub is sending the signal, but my fader is down. So for this 9 and 10, I have to make sure that I don't press the sub button down because that's going to create a loop. So I only press down the main. And let's turn it up. Now we can hear it. And let's turn the gain up for that channel.
Then there's a hold on you. Look out, you're almost strangled blue, drawn like a raggedy heart.
Now you probably say, well, we're back to square one where we started. Yes, but now we have the option to compress and EQ at the same time as well. And we can press the record button, and now we can record 9 and 10 as our master, or we can also get the 11 and 12 as the main as well when we export. However, whichever way you like it. So we can either press and record 9 and 10 or leave that turned off. And because the Model 12, the 16 and the 24 always records on the main bus whenever you press the record button, even if you're not recording any of the tracks, when you're playing back, it will record on the main bus. Okay, so we don't really need to record on 9 and 10, but might as well, why not? And the switch here for the mode is switched to live input, and that's what we are listening. So I'm just going to put this into 0. I've got my sub to 0 as well. Now we are coming analog here. So there is a signal LED right next to the gain knob for 9 and 10. That's what I'm looking at. And I'm going to turn the gain up until it just hits the red LED signal for clipping, I guess. It is minus 3 dB clipping, so not really clipping, but still analog anyway, doesn't matter. And so that I can get enough loud signal coming through. And if you haven't watched my previous video on one knob compressor testing and analyzing it for the Model 12, watch that video. I will leave a card or a link in the description. You can watch it, because the reason is that you will find out that if I set the compressor at 25% or just even under there, right? As long as it's under 25%, it's high ratio. So it's basically acting as a limiter. So I can utilize as a limiter, or I can utilize as the higher we go, the lower the ratio. That means soft compression. Or we can actually limit it by setting the limiter there. Okay, so that's what I'm going to try to do. So first, I'm going to get my signal right, and then I'm going to adjust the compressor to compress it down for me. Yep, here we go.
If the shoe don't fit and you can't wear while playing wrong. When the neck is tied and bound, then there's a hold on you. Look out, you're almost strangled blue, drawn like a raggedy heart on a bad tattoo. Wake up and drop that suit, strip down and face your naked truth. It's been so long that it's time to make an escape.
I hope it's visible and you were paying attention how we've got that dynamics now reduced. It's pretty much always between +3 and +10 dB on the main, while the main is at 0 dB there. And now we've got it louder and now also compressed and glued together. If you want to go back and have a listen before this method and listen back here and see how different it is. And I still haven't mixed anything. I haven't touched anything else. All I'm doing is using my one knob compressor in sort of high ratio limiter compression, and I'm turning my gain up to achieve that. And of course I can also use the EQ. Let's have a listen again and keep an eye on the monitor for the levels.
If the shoe don't fit and you can't wear it, when your soul just scrapes the ground with a sleep too long.
Now we are listening to the sub directly to the main, as if it were a normal mix with the channel 9 and 10 muted. So let's switch.
You're almost strangled blue, drawn like a raggedy heart on a bad tattoo. Wake up and drop that.
But +10.
Strip down and face your naked truth.
Still +10, peaking, but our dynamics range is louder, so it sounds lower in volume.
If the green
I hope you could understand that and you can hear the difference, not only hear but see it. It was still peaking at +10 dB, which is fine. Even 15 dB is okay, even for digital recording, because it is at the lower level. Now, you will hear it louder because all the lower volumes have been sort of pushed up, but our compressor is keeping it down to +10 dB. Of course, that can change by the volume of our fader as well. Okay, so that's just to deliver as the meter is just as a reference. Just have a final listen.
Don't fit and you can't bear it when the heart
This is before.
aches lost, not found, with a taste too long and the beats all wrong, when the throat can't make.
And you can see the LED meters are more hovering between +3 and 10 dB, where before they were hovering between anywhere between -4, -2 to +10 dB. Before I finish off, I just want to mention that it's fine using the internal compressor, but what if you have an external compressor, something like cheap and useful like this one? This is the Behringer Minicom modeling compressor, no longer sort of manufactured, but doesn't matter, any compressor. So you can have this between the output of the sub and then the input of the channel 9 and 10. And you can turn off this compressor and use this compressor instead, giving you, or even better compressor, something like a DBX1 or any stereo compressor. You can utilize that and have that as your master bus compressor. If you'd like me to demonstrate using this compressor or any other compressor, what I just explained for the Model 12, feel free to comment below, like this video, and I'll see what I can come up with in that regards. If this video was helpful, make sure you like, share, and consider subscribing to my channel for more informative and creative ideas on the Tascam Model 12 and many other audio-related and music production videos. Till next time, as always, thanks for watching and have a great time making music. I'll catch you in the next one.